morning. Today is Tuesday, May 19th, 2014, and this is Before the First Cup with Zori and Lady Pitbull on UCY.TV. Good Tuesday.
Hey, how are you?
I'm here, and I'm pretty good. How about yourself?
I'm definitely present. That's about it. I share that sentiment.
Oh, yeah. You're saying I'm present. You know, that kind of makes you think how hard the English language is. To me, a present is a gift, but yet, no, present means you're here.
I never thought of it that way.
Yeah, my mind is in a strange mode this morning.
Yeah, mine too. I don't know what kind of side of the bed I woke up on, so...
something came across and sprinkled strange dust on us or something.
Yeah, well, it could have been sprayed from above. Actually, they didn't spray yesterday until the sun started setting.
That's right, because they sprayed all night.
Yeah, absolutely. And, well, there's lots of cloud cover here, so I couldn't really see it. It looks like there's some rain trying to move in, and that's good. If it wasn't for the radiation and all the crap, the water rain would be a great thing. Yeah,
that's true. Yeah, the drought, it's just now. They wait until everything is at a crisis thing. Because now all the little towns around here, they're all having these discussions on water and how to get this much from this place and that place. And, when this, we've been in a drought for a few years now, you'd think they would have prepared for this crisis beforehand,
Right, before it became a crisis. Well, this is how they operate. They want things to be in a crisis mode before they even lift a finger. And then, most of the time, they don't even lift a finger after the crisis happens, so...
Right, and it's just like, okay, that's perfect going into this. Okay, how many people are out of work in this country? How many Americans are looking for jobs? Millions, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, well, the part of the Obama administration that's supposed to help U.S. workers is calling for more foreign labor. Excuse me, what country do you work for?
England?
Yeah, you have to scratch your head and go, what? We need more foreign labor. So, and come on, people. It's just, it does not make sense to me. I think, these guys aren't working for us. They can't be and say things like this,
Mm-hmm.
And then it says, left scrambles to defend release of criminal illegals. Houston immigration attorney Reed Gonzalez claims that current controversy surrounding the Obama administration's release of tens of thousands of criminal illegal aliens is just a public stunt generated for authors of a book documenting the case for impeaching Obama. But they are releasing criminal illegals. So how come our American citizens that are doing way too much prison time aren't being released?
Sure.
Who are these guys really working for? If you really just kind of catch a few headlines.
No, they're working for offshore banks. That's true.
They're not working for us.
No.
And I don't know, these are just a few things that I hit on this morning that caught my eye instead of going straight to the depressing bad news.
Go for it.
But this one would affect you, Michigan suburb tickets people for swearing. The fine is $200.
Yeah, actually, that place is in Brighton. That's one of the stories I had pulled up. It is less than 20 miles from me right now, where I sit.
Wow.
Yeah, it's
serious?
Yeah, it's right up the freaking road. And Go ahead. You want to read it or you want me to?
No, you go ahead and read it because it's in your area. I just seen that and I went, now how do you enforce something like that?
Yeah, you know what? I will drop this in the chat room, the story, because they've got a street sign on there.
See that?
It's completely freaking ridiculous. I mean, it's got like the red round circle with the slash through it, and it's got it's just ridiculous.
What about freedom of speech?
Right, absolutely. Apparently, Michigan suburb tickets people for swearing. Fine is $200 fucking dollars. How's
there
that?
You go. Come take that.
Yeah, come and freaking ticket me, you bastards. Alright. I don't know. I think we should march and have a bunch of people in Brighton just going down.
And have their symbols on T-shirts.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
It says police in downtown Brighton, Michigan, are cracking down on disorderly conduct by issuing tickets to people who swear or cause problems following complaints about the behavior of teenagers and young adults in the area. Colin Anderson told the Livingston County Daily Press that he was simply venting when he swore after a friend was ticketed for skateboarding in Brighton, a community about 35 miles northwest of Detroit. Actually, it's probably closer to that than me. Actually, closer than 20 miles then. The 19-year-old from Brighton said he was in the parking lot near the Imagination Station playground in April when he was ticketed for disorderly conduct. Anderson said he swore under his breath, and no children heard him, but he ended up with a $200 fine.
Okay, now I just don't understand. Not even about the cussing part, but this is they are taking away the freedom of speech. I mean, if you don't like, someone cussing around your kids, take your kids somewhere else or something, but freedom of speech means just that, I thought.
Well, that's what everybody else thought too, I guess. I mean, this is just they might be having, revenue generation problems there in Brighton, for God's sakes. I mean, wow. It seems like they're just pulling crap out of their butt here to,
Now, couldn't you go in and fight that in any court and go, excuse me?
He did.
Oh, he did? Oh.
I should probably keep reading. But,
okay.
Let me keep reading, actually. What got me, he says, what got me to start arguing a little bit, they were asking all of us to leave because he got a ticket, said Anderson. It's not fair. We were just standing around. So in other words, they weren't really skateboarding either.
Right.
Brighton Police Chief Tim Wigman said it's okay for teenagers to hang out downtown and the city doesn't have a law prohibiting certain words. He noted that the playground is used by families and young children, and he said that the department gets complaints about teenagers and young adults. That's what gets on our radar, their behavior, he said. Anderson fought the ticket in court but lost. Wickman chuckled when... Oh, dang, the page just refreshed. Hang on, I got it. Wickman chuckled. I'm still trying to find my place here. Oh, sorry guys. I hate this. Wickman chuckled, but when asked about Anderson's statement that he said profanity under his breath, that would require an officer to have some incredible hearing, Whitman said. So how serious of a problem is bad language on the streets of Brighton? One man talking to WWJ's Charlie Langton. I actually met that guy. He's pretty cool. He's like a TV lawyer, They bring him on when they want to ask legal questions. Charlie Langton is
yeah.
I like that dude. I met him face to face. One man talking to WWJ's Charlie Langton said swearing in Brighton is really Oh, I'm sorry. It's not Charlie Lincoln. Sorry. Swearing in Brighton is really, really bad. Really, really bad. But small local business owner Link at Brighton Donuts on West Grand River said he's not worried about his employees keeping the conversation clean. No, I never get mad, he said, adding that he has bigger concerns when it comes to the city government. That's right. Pete said, I'm the owner. I said, owner my ass. Well, my ass.
Yeah.
If I don't pay my taxes on time, they'll take the motherfucker. So, right. I mean, it's pretty much, they're concentrating on these little nitpicky problems like this, and they're ignoring the greater picture, just like that guy said. And this is dangerous. This is a dangerous precedent to set.
But he lost on what grounds? I don't get it.
I know, the judge totally was like, well, it's a new city ordinance, so you lose, dude. You know, pretty much. That's pretty much what the judge was saying.
And that is how they get us on a lot of things. They don't make them laws, per se. They make them ordinances.
Yeah, or regulations.
So, you know, because I think, I don't know, an ordinance I mean, you can go to jail for it, like, you know, parking ordinances and stuff like that, or you get your car towed away. But, I mean, that goes completely against, you know, freedom of speech.
Sure.
Completely.
Absolutely. It goes against the First Amendment, so...
and what words are cuss words? I mean, there's a lot of words that pertains. I mean, to what degree of cuss word? Is shit gonna get you a $200 fine?
Sure, absolutely.
Or what if you say turd? Oh my God.
Yeah, what is the dividing line between shit and turd, really?
That's the problem. Censorship. And who is doing the censoring?
Right.
And to what degree? I don't.
It's at the police discretion.
Oh my God, we're in
Just you
trouble.
got a kid who said it under his breath, so it's barely audible. Hey, you're gonna get a ticket too.
And they don't even say what he said, really.
No. Well, I saw the news clip on it, and I think he said fuck, but I mean it was like fucking shit. You know what I mean? It was under his breath, so I mean.
I was saying fork.
Exactly. You could turn around and say, you know, hey, I wasn't saying that really, but I don't know. It's just they're trying to. These kids, you know,
kids cuss worse than most adults.
Well,
when you get them around their friends,
right.
And there ain't no adults around, they cuss worse than we do usually.
Right, but that's not a reason to give them $200 tickets.
I'm not saying a teenager. I mean, even, you know, there's families in the park. You telling me that families don't cuss?
Right, absolutely.
So, what is this big deal? I don't know of one family that no one in the family cusses. Well, so who are they trying to protect here? Really, it's just a way to get more money.
Right, it's revenue generation, and they're pulling all the stops out.
And that leads right into this. Okay.
Yeah.
Speeding crackdown in New York City. Pay attention to the speed limit if you drive in New York City, especially on Tuesday and Wednesday of this week. The New York Police Department is cracking down on speeding drivers as part of Mayor Bill de Blasio's Vision Zero initiative to reduce traffic-related deaths. Even if you don't see a traffic officer, you can still get a ticket for speeding. There are speed cameras all around the city. The speed limit is 30 miles an hour on local streets, 25 in slow zones, and 20 in school zones. Fines for speeding range from $90 to $600 and up to 11 points on your license. Can you imagine how much your car insurance would go up?
Oh, sure. Absolutely.
11 points?
Yep.
Oh my God, you get 2 in California, man. Your insurance goes out the roof.
Yeah.
And then fines for speeding range. Let's see, I did that. Last week, New York Police Department targeted distracted drivers and handed out 4,000 tickets, mainly to drivers who were using their cell phones. So 4,000 times 600. That's a little bit of change, pocket change. I don't see how people drive 20 and 25 all the time. I mean, and 30 on local streets. Ours is like 40, 45 on local streets.
Well, it depends. Here, it's...
Oh, yeah, New York, though. I've driven in New York once. You're insane to even drive there.
Yeah, yeah.
But that's a little bit of pocket change. And, and 11 points, I bet the insurance companies are loving that.
You know they are.
Wow. Okay, now for my funny one. This one got me.
You're done with that one?
Yeah, that's all there was to it. It's just beware on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. I don't know what they're going to do the rest of the week, Yeah,
I mean, what's the difference? Tuesday and Wednesday? What the hell?
I know.
It's only enforced on those 2 days? Really?
Yes, that's what it said.
Oh my god, these people, where in the hell do they come up with these freaking ideas? It just doesn't make any sense.
Greed and sitting around going, wow, what else can we do?
Right! Let's take it for swearing.
Yeah! Let's do that. I don't know.
Freaking believe.
Okay, look, get this. This is so hilarious. I just started laughing. Man busted for trying to have sex with an ATM.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. May 19th, a Tennessee man was arrested Friday night after he walked into a bar, dropped his pants and underwear, and attempted to have sex with an ATM machine. Police report. Lonnie Hutton, 49, was collared at the Borough Bar and Grill, watering hole, where he allegedly sought to make a 9 p.m. deposit. According to the Murphy, I can't pronounce that, police department report, an officer was dispatched to the bar where a witness said that Hutton walked to the ATM, pulled down his pants and underwear, exposed his genitals. Officer M. Richard added, Mr. Hutton then attempted to have sexual intercourse with the ATM. After his encounter with the ATM, Hutton began to walk nude around the bar, thrusting his hips in the air. Hutton was subsequently escorted from the bar and told to sit at a wooden picnic table. But once outside the bar, Hutton allegedly again exposed himself again and engaged in sexual intercourse with the wooden picnic table. Seen in the mugshot above, Hutton was booked into the county jail on a public intoxication charge. A cop reported that Hutton, who remains locked up in lieu of a $250 bond, smelled of booze, had bloodshot eyes, and had slurred speech. Hutton, who was not charged for exposing himself, is scheduled for a July 1st appearance in General Session Court. I just close. Oh my God.
Oh my God, when you gotta stick your pecker somewhere, right? I mean, jeez. I mean, where are you gonna stick that in an ATM thing? I mean, you put, okay, I'm gonna put deposit envelope. Stick it in there and roll that pecker right in there, dude. There you go. Yeah, you just scored.
Oh my God. And then they did arrest him for exposing himself. Oh God. They must have been laughing too hard to fill out the report.
I don't know, man.
I mean, but thank God for weird people.
Thank God for weird drunk idiots. Oh my God. Well, where are you gonna stick your in a picnic table, dude? I mean,
in the slats?
In the slots. It must be a small one then. Unbelievable. That's hilarious. It's amazing the guy didn't try and,
get a
police car on the way to downtown.
Or a slipper from the pit. Oh, ow. Ooh, that would hurt.
Oh God, a slipper. Yeah, watch out for the slivers. Oh my God.
Now, from the funny to the macabre.
Oh God.
Spanish University storing donated corpses in a chamber of horrors.
Yikes.
University in Madrid launches inquiry after a video footage showed hundreds of human cadavers donated to its facility of medicine, apparently strewn around storerooms. Around 250 corpses donated to medical science were being stored haphazardly university after being used for teaching purposes by anatomy students. The gruesome discovery was revealed in Spain's daily El Mundo newspaper on Monday, which published a graphic video showing shriveled and dissected corpses piled up in a storeroom. Besides, being, look at the bacteria and stuff it seems like that could produce. I don't know. Yeah. Some of the bodies had been there up to 7 years, El Mundo reported. Authorities at the university immediately launched an internal investigation and said they would arrange with a funeral parlor to dispose of the bodies in the coming days. I don't think people who donate their bodies had that in mind.
I don't think so.
Oh man, it's just a
Think twice before you donate your bodies, people.
Yeah,
7 years? What the hell did those bodies look like? Damn.
I know, and then just thrown in a corner when they're through with them. I just,
man.
Ew.
Oh, humanity is so wonderful sometimes.
It says Spain has seen a marked increase in the number of people donating their bodies to medical science since the start of the economic crisis, as a way for cash-strapped families to avoid the added financial burden of burial costs. I mean, that can cost you a lot of money, but, wow, let's see, it says the university receives around 50 donated corpses a year that are used by the facility of medicine for teaching purposes. I don't know. That's just morbid. Mean, they must have some way. I mean, how do they dispose of the bodies, after they're through? I would think they would cremate them.
You
not
would
throw them in
think.
the basement, that's for sure.
You would think. I mean, come on. I don't know. It's not. And then why would people just keep walking by or walking into that place and not doing anything about it or not telling anybody? It doesn't make any sense. Are people that freaking unconscious, walking around zombie-like? I mean,
well, it was,
really?
They say it was down in a storeroom in the back where they just threw them over in the corner, but someone goes in the storeroom. I mean, did anyone ever question what they did with the bodies when they were through, I don't know.
That's been forgotten about, apparently.
Yeah.
Crazy, man. Unbelievable. It just, I don't know. It's so difficult. People are just so off in their own little worlds and not paying attention to anything around them most of the time. I mean, this is the world we're living in right now.
Yeah.
What are we supposed to do about this kind of crap?
Check the storerooms of your local university.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Who knows what they're storing down there?
Yeah, who knows what the hell they're doing in most of these giant universities. I mean,
working for DARPA?
Yeah. Yeah. That, Microsoft maybe, and oh my god.
Yeah.
Freaking believable. That's definitely horrific.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. Okay, and now, some good news for people in California. Let's see, where's that? NSA data gathering may run into California roadblock. Sacramento, California, the federal government would need a warrant from a judge if it wants the cooperation of California officials in searching residents' cell phones and computer records under a bill making its way through state legislature. The bill, which passed the state Senate with just one opposing vote on Monday, was introduced into the wake of information leaked by former National Security Agency contractor Edward Snowden, showing massive internal surveillance of U.S. citizens by the NSA. The Fourth Amendment to the U.S. Constitution is very clear. It says the government shall not engage in unreasonable search and seizure, said the bill's author, Democrat Senator Ted Lieu of Torrance. The National Security Agency massive and indiscriminate collecting of phone data on all Americans, including more than 38 million Californians, is a threat to our liberty and freedom. The California bill is the farthest along of several such measures that have been introduced in 8 states, according to Lieu spokesman Jeff Gozo, including Alaska, Arizona, and Oklahoma. It comes as Congress wrestles with a similar bill at the national level. Well, we know what Congress will do. A federal judge ruled last year that the National Security Agency practice of gathering so-called metadata on U.S. residents was likely unconstitutional, but the ruling is being appealed by the Obama administration. He wants to listen in, folks. The California bill would not allow law enforcement and other officials in the most populous U.S. state to assist federal agencies looking for records of phone calls, internet use, or other electronic activity by residents unless a warrant has been issued by a judge. It was opposed by the California District Attorneys Association, which said the bill was too vague. So, yay for California. You know, we passed a bill that you cannot take a Californian under the NDAA. It's been banned from California, so this is a good thing, you know, and the more states that step up and say, hey, stop.
Right.
Yeah, so.
That's good. Good for I'm amazed that a Democrat is thinking that way. That's kind of.
But you know what? I mean, I just hate it, and now, since campaigns are starting up and everything you read is almost Democrat, Republic.
Yeah.
You know, and this, I mean, why did it say Democrat in there? This has nothing to do with Democrat or Republican.
Right.
This has to do with the Constitution.
Right.
I'm getting so that I just get, every time I hear the word, I just cringe now, either Democrat or Republican.
Me too. It's true. Yeah, whatever happened to the Constitution? Well, it's old and antiquated. You know what I mean?
Independent
it's all outdated, huh?
How about independent thought?
Yeah,
you know, I mean, if I'm a Republican, I'm sorry, I can't think like that because that's just not what Republicans do.
Right. Neither party is independent thought.
Yeah, they all have the same agenda, so I don't see why people keep going on and on and on. It's just...
It's true.
You know, I don't know. It's just, it's gotten to the point where it just, I almost stop reading if I see the word in an article. Or I'll skip over that word and act like I didn't see it.
Right.
You know, but, yeah. Anyway, did you find any off the wall, anything new?
Yeah, this is kind of a cool deal here. It's really a tiny, tiny story, but, I mean, it's mostly a clip, which, you can't really play, which is okay, but it says, the, Detroit police chief, James Craig, speaks out after photo on the cover of the NRA magazine. He made the cover of NRA magazine, which totally rocks. It says, during a news conference Monday afternoon, Detroit Police Chief James Craig spoke about being featured on the June cover photo of the National Rifle Association magazine. He also addressed the article that was written. Chief Craig says it is the right of law-abiding citizens to protect themselves and has previously said, we're not advocating violence, we are advocates of not becoming victims. Yay, James Craig.
Yeah.
I mean, that's so awesome. The chief has applauded Detroit homeowners who in recent months have defended themselves by shooting and sometimes killing intruders. And apparently it's happened like 13 times in the past, sorry guys, my microphone just got screwed up. It's happened like 13 times in the past, 3 or 4 months.
And look, they're, like he said, he doesn't have enough police to cover him. Those people might have been dead instead if they had not taken up arms.
He says he's not an advocate for violence, but I am an advocate when faced with a dangerous situation, one that offers presents an imminent threat to life, or the threat of great bodily harm, that one protects themselves, said Chief Craig, and that's exactly how it should be. That's exactly how it should be. We need to protect ourselves. That's
why the Second Amendment is there.
I saw a quote last night, like somebody was, I don't know, they were on the clip that I saw last night. Someone said, a comp is too big to carry around in your pocket.
That's about it, It's like I grew up in the mountains, and so a lot of times you find yourself alone on mountain roads, and if you're a woman, you are completely at whoever's mercy that comes by.
Right.
And that's why my dad taught me to shoot, to take care of myself, and every woman should be able to take care of herself. I mean, take your choice. Would you rather it be them or you?
That's
Period.
Right. Absolutely. And a lot of women are just so, I don't know what this,
I know this thing like, oh well, guns, I just don't want guns around. Hey, if there's a man standing in front of you, no one around, and he's out to rape you and maybe murder you, you don't want a gun? Are you crazy?
Yeah, absolutely.
Or how about he's gonna rape your child? He's gonna rape your daughter right there. How are you gonna stop that man that's 6'4"?
Right. This is why, I am in my self-defense class learning how to disarm guns and knives.
Mm-hmm. And I should do that, but I'm just not physical. I mean, I'm not a physical person.
Well, and so if you're not a physical person, even though I understand these things, like how to actually do that, what the proper mechanics are to disarm somebody who's got something pointed at me, I still would feel safer if I carried a sidearm with me. You know what I mean? And
yeah. Because they don't have to get that close then.
Right, exactly. Because you have to get right up on them. They have to be right up on you in order to disarm them. And that's obvious. Otherwise, you'd have to run across the room. You know what I mean? And by the time you get to them, you're already dead.
Yeah, and my firearm, I have a small American Arms, and but it shoots 22 mags. It'll bring someone down. But the accuracy, it is for if I'm in imminent danger, because you have to be pretty close for it to be real accurate. Right. But that's fine. That's all I want it for. I only want it to protect myself and my body from being hurt by others.
Make sure you shoot the groin with that 22. Always aim for the groin. Always, always, always.
My dad trained me. It's the head, the heart, and then the groin. Dun, dun, dun. Right down.
Yeah. Triple tap is always a better idea than that. That's for sure.
And I shoot 22 mags. They have the power of a 38. They'll bring somebody down. It's not just like a regular 22.
Right. Oh, all right.
Yeah. It's a powerful gun. And but, and I know that my size being small doesn't mean that I can't learn, because look at all the Asians that are doing kung fu and all that. Right. But I'm just too old.
Right. So you should carry a sidearm. I think that's important.
And another thing, women, if you break down at night on a desolate road, what is the first thing you do? What do you think?
Call for help?
Well, what if your cell phone doesn't have any, what if it's dead there? You don't have a good enough. Then.
Well, I would stay in my car.
Okay, now that's what most women think and most people think. Not me. I would carry a blanket and warm stuff. I will leave my car and find some place where I can keep my car in view, but to be over there. Because if somebody comes by that wants to harm you, they're going to break your windows.
True.
And yet, here, if you're up, I'm usually in the mountains, so if I'm up there a little ways up and watching who comes to my car, then I decide I'm in control. You know, I think I've always told people that's best, because if somebody wants to get at you in the car and you don't have a weapon in the car, then you're a goner.
Yeah. Well, if it's raining, you're not going to get out of your car. And
oh, yes, I am. I have rain gear in my car.
Well, I have, my thing is that in my self-defense class, actually even last week, we were learning these techniques while we were sitting in the car, like pretending to drive or sitting in a parking space. Somebody comes up to you with a gun, what are you going to do? We were practicing our disarming. That is a good one. That's a good one. You grab the wrist, you know, and then you just slam that son of a bitch's hand and slam it into the window. Yep. If you have an open window and he's got the gun sticking, you just slam it on the edge there, bam, 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 and there goes the gun out of his hands, or he'll probably shoot, but it won't. You have to get the gun offline first. And, that's probably the most important thing to do, is getting a gun offline. But then you have to worry about who's behind you or next to you or anything like that. But it's good to learn these things, so, and my thing is that anything could be used as a weapon. Your keys, you know what I mean? Throwing your keys, or just gouging the dude's eyes out with your keys, or
kicking them as hard as you can.
Anything. Biting is really good. I mean, if somebody comes behind, you know, what the hell is that? Sorry. Can you guys hear that?
That's my garbage truck, I think, out front, maybe.
No, it's one of my, sorry guys.
Oh, I didn't hear anything.
Crap. Oh, thank God you didn't hear anything. My train of thought's all gone. Anything. I've got a tool that, is used to, like, if you land in the water in your car and you have to have, like, one of these, windscreen punches. I've got one of those, and it's like a metal. It's a windscreen punch. It's it's a metal pointed rod, a little like it's a piece of metal that's you know, pointed at the end, and you're supposed to be able to take that sucker and smash your window out so you can escape your car.
With these electric car, you know, all electric, my friend got stuck in hers in 115-degree weather, and it's all electric. And it wouldn't start. She couldn't put down the windows. She couldn't get the doors unlocked, and she kicked and couldn't get the windows out. So that's a great thing to have.
It is. And it's also nice and handy if somebody's trying to mess with you while you're in your car. You stick that son of a bitch right down his, right in his eye socket, you know.
But yeah.
It's true though. I mean, that's how you gotta think.
Oh yeah. I don't care what I have to do to him to stop him from hurting me. Exactly.
And I'm like helping to teach a women's class right now on Wednesday evenings, and I can't impress upon these ladies enough that they've got to get aggressive. They're not aggressive enough when we do our, you know, these surprise attacks, you know, because we're going to have guys come in, at the end of this class and, you know, act like real, like criminals.
Like real criminals would, right.
Songs and being very aggressive, and these women are just like, don't do that, it scares me. And
I know.
I just get so mad, and it's like, look, just, it's okay to hurt me, you know what I mean? We're supposed to be hurt. Look at my arms. I have bruises all up and down my arms, all up and down my legs. This class is for training purposes. Yeah, and if you don't, like, this is for instance, they all freaked out. We've got these, you know, striking pads that, you know, we can practice punching each other with, you know, we punch the pads instead. And, my instructor was, showing these ladies knee strikes. So you grab the shoulder, you grab somebody by the shoulder, and you just start kneeing them as hard as you can. And I had the striking bag in front of me, and he let me have it, and like he does in class, and like we all do to each other in class, regular class, and my fist went up and punched myself in the nose because my nose started bleeding, and all the women went, "Oh no!" It's fine. This is exactly what has to happen in these types of classes, in these types of situations. You have to be willing to get a little roughed up. And I'm like, it's no big deal. It's just a little nosebleed. Who cares? And I went to the bathroom, took care of it, came back, and I was good to go. People are so afraid of getting hurt. You know what I mean?
Well, to avoid all that completely, like with my daughter, I told her always be aware, always be looking around. Do not get, all spacey when you're going home and you're going up to the door. Make sure there aren't big bushes by your door. That's one thing. I cut mine down to where I can see everything. When I walk up to a door, I'm looking around, I'm aware, because they're gonna pick someone else that isn't paying attention rather than you. Watch who's following you. One night my daughter had someone, she said she could swear they were following her because she made 3 turns and they did. She drove right to the police department. You got to teach your kids to think and to be aware and not to be a victim or get in the position where they have to be physical. It's important.
It's called situational awareness. And if you're sitting there with earbuds in and texting your buddy and walking down the freaking road, you're a victim. If you got this big, oversized purse that you walk around with, you're just putting a freaking target on your back. Come rob me. Come take my purse. Come rape me. I never carry purses ever.
I have a fanny pack that I carry.
If you're wearing something on your person, that's different. But to carry these bags and these...
Well, I don't know, fanny pack, and mine is heavy. That's a weapon too, if it's real heavy. But you don't want a big, a clumsy one, I can knock you out with my purse, easy.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. That you can, absolutely. You can also use that as a weapon, but, you won't catch me at all going to Detroit, like to a club, and carrying a purse of any kind. You can't like dress if you, women that like walk down the street in the high heels, unless you're a hooker, you know what I mean?
Right.
And even it's dangerous for them, they shouldn't be doing that. But.
Well, it's up to them to do it, but it's mostly be aware.
Yeah.
Period. Be aware of your surroundings at all times. Don't fall for, they were saying, it was going around that these guys, a lady went into the gas station, got gas, went in and paid, got back in her car, and this guy's going, wait, with a $5 bill in his hand, and he comes up the car and says, hey, you dropped this. And of course she's going to open the door and take it, except this woman knew she only walked in with a 20.
Ah.
And she, it's a trick to get her to open the door. So you gotta be careful of people, if someone comes up to you, something like that, or anything, to get into your car, get you to open that door or window. Think before you act.
Well, it's the same with the opposite situation. You never, ever, if you're like out in the parking lot, you never, ever let a guy or an attacker drag you into a vehicle, into an abandoned home. You want to get away before that ever happens. Never let them get you into a vehicle because your chances of survival just went down by 80%.
Or in an alley or anywhere. Don't let them drag you anywhere.
That's right.
And don't scream, help, scream fire, scream anything like that. But if you yell for help, more than likely you're not going to get it. If you yell fire, you'll probably get attention.
Yeah, well, if you're out in the middle of like a parking lot, fire is not going to be You know,
That's true.
I mean, you know, you just like start screaming your head off. You know, just you have
Underground parking areas. Don't go there, women, unless you have a means of protecting yourself, because that is a perfect place where they like going. They can see wherever, if anyone's around, get you in a car.
Right, absolutely.
Yeah.
I could talk about this forever.
I mean, women need to, you know, make it your number one thought when you're out in the public. You don't want to be a victim. Put it out there. Always be aware. Look around. And this texting 24/7, walking around. You know what? You're a perfect target. Perfect.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. So kudos to Detroit Police Chief James Craig for being on the cover of the NRA magazine and speaking his mind and, you know, really setting the precedence, because for him, this guy's a black dude, okay, and he's in the middle of like Obama City, you know what I mean, Detroit, and you know he's going against what the typical mindset of the average Detroiter is. You know, the average Detroiter is like, oh no, you know, the police are supposed to protect me, and oh, Obama's going to protect me or whatever.
You know, and you know they can't be everywhere, and if the criminals have guns, you should have guns.
That's right. And this is exactly what he's saying. And I can guarantee you, with his campaign and keeping, you know, on with this, I can guarantee you that violent crime will go down in the city of Detroit. Yes. This is what the hell has been needed for all these freaking years.
Well, yeah, criminals love the idea of us having to register our guns, us not being able to carry our guns, because look at how much easier it makes their job.
That's right. Absolutely.
Only the criminals have guns, so that really makes... I don't know what is wrong with people that they can't understand. Guns don't kill nobody. It's the person behind the gun.
Right.
And why do you want to take away guns from citizens that are law-abiding, that aren't out to hurt nobody, and leave the guns in the hands of the people who do want to just go out and hurt people?
Right. Well, you're not going to get your average Obamaite to...
Now, there we go again. Democrats, Republican, Obamaite. You know, I mean, I think it goes across the board here. And I think people are starting to understand it by things like this, what is it, police chief?
Yes.
Yeah. Like more and more of them are coming around because they know they don't have the force to get out and protect people. And two, you need your guns to protect yourself from the blue gang, you know, the one that's killing people daily.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, you shoot one of those guys, then, you're in real trouble.
I don't know anymore. You know what? I wouldn't be surprised if people start defending themselves, because, I mean, you don't see every day in the newspaper where a policeman was beat to death or shot or whatever, but you are hearing about citizens, innocent, even guilty ones that didn't deserve to be killed on the spot, where a cop makes himself judge and jury and executioner. But, you know, I think people are waking up to this, and they're getting really, really tired of it.
Right.
It's think of one time that you...
Something always happens somewhere.
And they're always okayed. You know, it's a license. I mean, for anyone that was wanting to be a bully or hated people or liked to beat people up or just hateful, hey, there's your job. Become a cop.
Wow.
Excuse me, I do go off on that, but it just pisses me off. You know, they're supposed to be here to protect you, and they're the ones killing you.
No, sure. Well, speaking of that, hold that thought right there. All right. I'm going to segue into another whole thing here, because that statement totally segues into this article I just found. It says, White House vows CIA will not stage fake vaccine programs.
fake vaccine program.
Yeah, what? Everybody's like, what? So the very people that are supposed to protect you are the ones that are really hurting you. Okay. White House has promised the United States will not use vaccination programs as a cover for spy operations after the move was attempted during the hunt for Osama bin Laden in Pakistan. Holy shit.
Oh, God.
What the hell? I'm sorry that I switched gears so fast, guys.
Oh, that's okay. This is blowing my mind.
Seriously, what the hell? As Pakistan suffers a resurgence of polio, a top White House official pledged in a letter dated May 16th that intelligence agencies would forswear the tactic, which is partly blamed for the spread of the crippling disease. Oh my God. What the hell are these bastards doing now?
They're infecting people so they can go over and vaccinate
them?
Spy on them?
Yes!
Oh my God. How low can they go? How low can they go?
Alright, here we go. Government militant leaders are reluctant to embrace the vaccination programs after Pakistani doctor Shakil Afridi attempted to help the CIA track down the Al-Qaeda terror chief through a fake vaccine project. President Barack Obama's top White House anti-terrorism advisor Lisa Monaco told deans of 13 U.S. schools of public health that CIA Chief John Brennan had directed last year that agents would, quote, make no operational use of vaccination programs, unquote.
What, they're spying on the kids?
Hang on, let me keep reading.
Okay.
Similarly, the agency will not seek to obtain or exploit DNA or other genetic material acquired through such programs. Oh my God, there's the bombshell statement right fucking there. Unbelievable. They are just running around grabbing everybody's freaking DNA samples. Alright, I gotta take a breath. This CIA policy applies worldwide and to U.S. and non-U.S. persons alike. The letter by Monaco was first reported by, hang on people, hold on to your bootstraps. The letter by Monaco was first reported by Council on Foreign Relations fellow Lori Garnett on Twitter and by Yahoo News. So, yeah, the CFR's got their big bloody mitts into it, too. Pakistan last week announced that residents of its restive tribal belt would not be able to travel to other parts of the country without getting vaccinated against polio. Here we go. The order came days after Pakistan said it would set up mandatory immunization points at airports to help stop its polio outbreak spreading abroad. In response to the new guidelines by the World Health Organization. Alright. These bastards.
Wow.
Oh my God, you guys
don't care
all see where the hell this is going. Can you say Ebola? Okay. The WHO warned that polio has reemerged as a public health emergency, with the virus affecting 10 countries worldwide and becoming epidemic in 3, including Pakistan, and urged infected nations to implement vaccine requirements for all international travel. Oh boy. The Taliban and other militants violently opposed polio vaccination campaigns, seeing them as a cover for foreign spying and regularly attack immunization teams.
Now, everyone would know, all these other countries know that they're using that as a ploy, but the American people don't.
Right. Some 56 people have been killed in these kinds of incidents since December 2012. The CIA reportedly engaged Afridi to stage a fake vaccination campaign in the city of Abbottabad, Pakistan, where the Al-Qaeda leader was eventually in 2011, you're right. The idea had apparently been for the doctor to secure DNA material after vaccinating bin Laden's children as a way of positively identifying the Al-Qaeda leader. Oh my God. And they literally are in other countries spreading these diseases through these fucking vaccinations, people. Oh my God. What the hell is the matter with this world?
We grew up thinking we were the good guys. That's what's so disheartening.
Absolutely. This is sick. I mean, this is like when they were in South America, putting like freaking cyanide in the milk that went to school children. See,
No.
caught doing that shit. So here they are. They're caught with these fake vaccination programs where they've actually got live viruses in there.
Well, look at what they're doing to our kids with vaccinations, with mercury in them.
Right.
And telling them that's good for them.
Right. But then they're taking the DNA of everyone that so this is just clandestine categorization and it's sick. This is sick beyond, I don't know.
Well, it's like those 400 children that CPS took. They took all their DNA. They got DNA samples from all of them.
Right. If you guys, understand how this categorization of all this DNA, it's, I'll tell you what it is right now. It's the bloodlines, the queen and her ilk. They're looking the entire world over for their bloodlines. They're looking and scouring the earth. So that they can find, because everything's been so convoluted, their royal bloodlines, they can't keep interbreeding, blah, 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 like they've done, and they're looking for the bloodlines, they're looking for the DNA, and, they're just categorizing it. And they're keeping all this information just stored up and locked away and for their own nefarious purposes, and they're using the CIA around the world to go and do this.
Mm-hmm.
And so this is literally, we heard in that one little article, we heard the World Health Organization, we've heard the CIA in there, we heard the Council on Foreign Relations mentioned in there, and
Hitler was an angel compared to our government agents.
That's right. So these bastards are literally pulling the trigger to create. They've put the go button. They've pushed the go button. They pushed the go button for worldwide pandemics, worldwide upheaval, worldwide subjugation, and it's in slow motion now. And it's happening, so everybody out there needs to get prepared for this stuff. So now we've got polio now to worry about. Thanks WHO.
Man, it's just, I
know, what do you say to it anymore? It's just, there's so much crap going on in behind the scenes, and they're all freaking criminals, the CIA needs to be dismantled. All the alphabet soup agencies need to be completely dismantled. We need to
and disarmed, at least. At the least.
At the very least, completely dismantled. There's no use for these bastards at all, anywhere in the world. We need to just start from scratch and leave everybody in the whole world alone and start taking
care of our own.
Care of us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, it's just like that one couple that I was talking about yesterday. They retired and they went out and they were feeding people that were homeless. People look forward to this one meal a week. They served them good food. What'd they do? They made an ordinance against it, banned them from the park forever, and fined them $370-something because they weren't going through a local government agency. I mean, come on, people.
Where's this shit gonna end?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I just seen this other one, Prudent, running out of white folks. Did you see that?
What?
Right. Another great national crisis is at hand. We're running out of white folks. There just aren't enough of them to suit the Democrats.
Uh-oh.
Last week, the nation observed the 60th anniversary of Brown versus Board of Education. The declaration of the U.S. Supreme Court that legal segregation of the races in the public schools is unconstitutional. The court followed that later with an order for the states to move with all deliberate speed to desegregate schools. We've come a long way in the 6 decades since. Everyone agrees on that much. Today there's no such required segregation, and the idea that anyone would try to separate blacks and whites by law, reprising the bad old days, is fanatical indeed. But many voices on the left insist that I lost my place. Hey, I'm doing a windy. Okay, insist that the nation is moving now to resegregation because many black children still can't sit in a classroom with white children. Where's that?
That's horse shit.
Yeah.
What the hell? Come.
They're bringing this race card. I mean, isn't everybody sick of the race card?
Yeah, definitely sick of it.
It's just like, come on, everything is to do with race, and if you fall for that, you're an idiot. Sorry, but that's where it is. You're
a dumbass, I'll say it.
Right. If someone makes a comment that, almost anything you say can be made into racist, but get over it. Get over it.
Yeah.
I'm tired of people being so polite. Don't want to hurt nobody's feelings. And you know what? Maybe some feelings need to be hurt.
Hell yeah, man.
No?
I agree with that.
Yeah.
You going with that or done?
I think I got my point across.
Okay, so here's the thing. And the memory hole of everybody is so damn shallow, people have no idea their history. And what I mean by that is that way back when, actually it was this stuff started transitioning over during LBJ's time. Before LBJ, the KKK and all these racist organizations were typically always from the Democratic Party. Racist down south, and they were always Democrat. And then that, from LBJ on back through this country's inception, it was like that. Republicans always had black political leaders, like senators and congressmen. If there was a black guy that was elected, it was always a Republican. So if we want to go the Democrat and Republican thing, but people have their freaking histories completely, they don't even know history anymore. It's always been the Republicans that have been the anti-racist and all that, and now it's morphed into something completely different, something completely opposite. But now, here we see this again.
Yeah,
according to your story, right? According to your story, they want to quietly bring back segregation again. They want to quietly bring this back in again. So the original Democratic agenda here is showing its ugly head.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, I don't know, people. Just be very, 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 very careful with these kinds of things, because it's all a deception. It's all a lie. It's all, if you don't know your history, you're going to repeat the sins of the past. That's just how it works.
Right, and don't be drawn into prejudice, because most people, they won't say anything. Don't be drawn into it. We're the human race. Period. Don't matter what color, eye slant, hair, it doesn't matter.
Right. And the Democrats and all these, leftoids or whatever, they're all like, oh, the NRA is the big lobby group in Washington that keeps all the problems there. But what they don't understand is that when the NRA was first thought about, or the reason why the NRA came into being in the first place was to ensure that blacks could start to carry guns for their own protection against the fucking KKK.
Right.
And most people have no idea, and they don't understand this crap. So, because Police Chief James Craig is now on the cover of the NRA magazine, I think the NRA magazine has come full circle, and kudos to them. I really don't put too much stock in the NRA because I don't think that they do enough for gun protection and Second Amendment rights. In fact, I think in some areas they even usurp that agenda. Yep. So, but I have to give them kudos for, putting, again, the police chief on the cover. So I know I keep going back to that, but
it is
all this shit relates. All this shit is completely integral, and it relates. And everything, there's connection and everything. I mean, literally. You just got to know how to do that and connect the dots, which is what we try to do here.
Yes, we do.
Yay.
And I hear it from both sides, though. The race card, anything to separate. And I don't know why no one can understand it. And I like reading comments to a lot of articles. And I swear they can't get through a sentence without either, if they're Republican, saying it was the Democrats. If they're a Democrat, then it's all the Republicans' fault. What is this separation? I mean, it's just anything you don't agree with, well then it's your political opponent.
Well, it's more of the more dichotomies out there that they have for us to fighting against each other with, the better that they will conquer us through those means, because you get men and women fighting against each other over petty dumb bullshit. You get
not putting the toilet down, toilet seat
right,
down.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Petty shit that people fight each other. Religion is another one, right? So, I mean, anything that they can do. Race, this is why they're letting most countries, especially in Europe, around the Netherlands and stuff, it's the same shit going on as it is here. Their borders have been, relaxed so they're having problems with Arab people.
Yeah, immigration.
Into Europe, as we are having the Mexican problem, quote unquote, here.
Yeah, you can't say anything derogatory about anyone from Turkey and Holland.
Right.
That blows my mind. Yeah.
And they're doing that so that they will have an excuse to, oh, look, you say, you're cursing in public while you're being fined. Well, no, you say something to hurt somebody's feeling, bam, you get fined for that. You know what I mean? They're setting this precedence all around the world. You know what I mean? And it's really, it's getting to the point where, I'm afraid that I don't think there's going to be anything anybody can ever get together on.
I know.
It's not to that point.
And that's why they are letting the illegals in here too. There's another separation. People speak about, Mexicans as bad people. Well, it's not the Mexicans themselves. It's our government who's offering them all these things.
Right. I've got the perfect segue into that statement.
Okay,
Sorry, you've been saying the perfect stuff all morning.
Thank you.
Sets this stuff totally up. So, right as you just said that, U.S. is setting up emergency shelter in Texas as youths cross the border alone. So, what you just said, I had to interrupt you, I'm sorry.
No, that's okay.
Perfect. Alright, with border authorities in South Texas overwhelmed by a surge of young illegal immigrants, Oh, and the damn page just refreshed. Alright, come on. Sorry.
It's okay.
Alright, everything froze now. Damn it! Come on, you wanker. Oh,
Uh-oh, watch out. That'll get you $200 fine.
Yeah, well, hey, I bet you I could walk down there and say wanker and nobody will know what the hell I'm talking about. Alright, my whole computer just froze.
Well, we'll give it a couple minutes.
I don't know. It's nothing's happening right now.
What was that on? Maybe I could find it. Or can you copy? Oh, you wouldn't be able to copy.
Wait. Well, maybe. Nope, it won't let me do that either. You bastard.
Yeah. Shit. Boy, okay, there's $400. You're racking them up, lady. I could get rich like this.
The thing is that my computer froze at the very end of the show last night too. So I don't know what the hell they're doing.
You're getting you get updates, huh?
I think it gave me a forced update yesterday or something. It was in a repair mode yesterday. This sucks. That was a perfect and everything. I can't even get to the schedule or anything. I can't. Damn. Wow. Oh. Well.
Okay, go into process. See if you can at the bottom of the what Windows are you using? Windows 7 or Vista?
Yeah, 7.
Okay, go down to your tool below your screen and right click and see if you can bring up your task manager.
Oh boy. Oh, there, something clicked. There we go.
A box should come up that says...
Something's changing now. I can't, we should probably keep going. I mean, you might have to bring something up. We shouldn't be screwing around with this right now.
Well, people learn from it.
Yeah.
But if you bring up your taskmaster, you can go into processes and go in and close, turn off your internet through the processes and then bring it back up a lot of times.
Oh, I see.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, or go in and close the program that way rather than waiting for it to unfreeze.
Oh.
It's a little thing there. Okay, let me see. Wow, we went through all the stories I had found, but I bet you I can find something else.
Yeah, 'cause I'm...
Yeah. Okay, Google's own eye doctor admits using glass can cause pain. Well, what fun is it if it doesn't cause pain? Let's see, what's it say? The headset makes your eye do things it was never meant to do, optometrists say. After Beta B tried Google's Glass for the first time at Google headquarters in New York, both riders experienced a sharp pain after about 10 minutes, which went away shortly after we took it off. On our second visit, we asked the team at Google Glass Base Camp in New York how they were managing the headache issue. They said they seemed baffled by the question. To me, putting something like that and making your eyes, it's forcing them. Well, it's kind of like belly dancing. You have to force the bottom half of your body to do something opposite of the top half of your body. Well, you're doing that with your eyes. You're trying to focus on what you're doing and focus on a screen. It just, I don't know. I would never use them. I don't care. I think it's wrong. It's going to cause a lot of things to happen, bad things, because you're not, as it is, people aren't paying attention when they're texting and stuff, and to have something right in your face, I don't get the point. But anyway, on our second segment there. To be fair, scientists and doctors have always had trouble figuring out what causes some common kinds of headaches, and there's no easy explanation for why users would get headaches. But to just chalk it up to a coincidence denies the many first-hand accounts of glass-induced pain. I don't know. What is the reasoning behind Google Glass? That you
mind control.
yeah, they get right. But what is Is it just because you can have hands-free computer? I mean, I don't understand how they work. I don't know why you would want to have this contraption on your face anyway. And I don't know, it invades people's privacy. You know, everything. I mean,
Absolutely.
I'm not coming to my house with one of those things on. As it is, I make people leave their phones outside in their car.
Well, there's also something to be said for all the wireless crap going on out there, and if you use a cell phone, you're going to get brain cancer. So what is the kind of crap, you put this shit directly into your eyes? I mean, it goes straight to your brain.
We're surrounded with these frequencies, and frequencies has an effect on our body, and there's so many of them and different levels of them. No wonder people are having a hard time concentrating or you know, to think that you're not being affected by all this, your health, everything. Because, I mean, think of any place you go. That's why I go up to the mountains so often, to get away from all this. And I always feel so much better.
Yeah.
After an hour up there, it's just like my body relaxes. I think it's always fighting off. I mean, you know, you got your smart meters that if it's anywhere near your bed, it's on you 8 hours or 9 hours a night right there. And then you have your cell phone that's gonna cause you cancer on your ear. You know, I've got almost everyone I know now uses their speakerphone. They do not.
Yeah.
You put it up to their heads now.
Ever since I got that stupid damn thing, I've used that speaker. I don't care. I don't give a crap who the hell hears my conversation. Who cares?
Right. You know, I remember when I first seen that YouTube where they popped that popcorn with their cell phones. I had to try it.
Oh, yeah.
Get it. After that, I don't carry it on my body. I don't hook it onto my pants or onto my clothes or in my pockets. It's in my purse. Usually I can't get to it to answer it in time. But you know what? It's not against my body.
Right.
You know, it's just...
Absolutely.
You know, and there's proof. Tumors and kids are on these things. By the time they're 25, they're going to have tumors in the brain. You know, a lot of texting is texting's better, you know, but I don't know.
God, I totally, my everything's still frozen. Usually it clicks back by now, but everything is completely frozen. I might have to jump off and refresh.
We can just prove that we don't need to get the news. We can talk without it.
That's true.
I mean, can we do that? Do you think we could come up with something on our own that maybe we could talk about?
Sure. Well, of course.
Okay. You first.
Thanks a lot.
You are.
Well, we were just talking about all that, electromagnetic interference. Anybody who lives next to the cell phone towers, you know, that shit's going right in your house. Like 24/7 on just an unprecedented scale. So when I cruise down the road and I'm looking at these cell phone towers and looking at how freaking close in proximity, I just have this image of that family just getting slowly cooked, you know, from the inside out, you know, ever so slowly like the boiling frog.
And look at your routers with the laptop in every room. How do you think that's communicating?
Right.
You know what to do. Put a headset on with old-fashioned little radio, you know, that you can put headsets on and listen, and then walk through your kitchen and go into different rooms that have different things and watch the static come out. Like when you go by your refrigerator, all of a sudden you got interference. You get over by your dishwasher, you get interference. That is the chips that are working with the smart meter.
Right.
You know, and I mean, all over your kitchen, your water heater. I mean, it is amazing. I did that with my friend about a month ago, and just to prove something. And I said, you don't think there's a chip or any interference? You don't think it's communicating? And I have this old transistor radio. And I said, okay, go near these things. And she was blown away. She went, oh my God. And you can't, the chips, the little circuit board is like weaved right into it because I have looked for them. Mm-hmm. And they really have them buried like in between the levels of steel or whatever it is to where you can't take it off or disable it.
Yeah, that's right. And this is this is how they're gonna get. They've already got everybody in the freaking spider web here, and you can't get freaking out.
Mm-hmm. And then they say, well, if you have the smart meter, don't worry, it's not putting that much radiation, and it only sends out a signal every so often. But are you the house where all the signals come into and then go out to the tower? They don't tell you. And, smart meters, I don't care. Get it off your house if you have it. If they snuck in there, I don't care what you have to do. But it's going to bring harm to your family. If you live alone, it's going to be harm to you. It's spying on you. If you want anything kind of privacy or anything, get rid of it. And I would get rid of all my new appliances. I go crazy sometimes. Then go buy the old ones from Goodwill that don't have chips in them.
Right.
I'm just, I don't know, like my friend, what did she say the other day? She said something like, well, they can listen in on anything I say. I don't care. I don't do anything, and they'd be bored to death. And then I reminded her of something she had said a few days before that, and I go, you don't think that they couldn't take that comment and turn it around and take you to prison or maybe even execute you for it?
Absolutely.
And she went, well, no, they know it was a joke. Excuse me. No, anything you say about anything can be turned around. It's not like, well, I don't do anything. Well, let me see. Did you have an argument with your husband or did you have some sex talk with your boyfriend? Do you want people listening to that? You like people, looking over your shoulder when you're reading something?
God, I always think about all of these, like I'm getting all of these, like weird, I don't know, like taps on Skype, like these people that I don't know. And I just think about all these freaks out there that are like doing weird shit, like with each other on the cameras. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And they must be having a field day at the NSA with all this shit that people do on Skype.
Yeah. It don't matter if you're doing something wrong or if you never did anything wrong a day in your life. That's not the point. It's just like with the Bundys. It's not about Bundy. It's about stopping it. How far are people gonna let it go?
Right. Absolutely.
So that we're just adjusted to it? It's like what really hit me hard was, when this one guy explained about how people are just naturally gonna get chipped. Just like we went from a pager, and the kids all had pagers and stuff, then to cell phones. I was one of them that said, I will never get a cell phone. I don't want to be connected 24/7. But now you almost need it to do your banking, to do anything, to find out where to get your directions. It's a part of your life.
Right.
And what is next? The chip. It will become a part of your life, just like the cell phone did, where you'll do it for convenience or it's
out of necessity, because yes. You're not going to be able to buy and sell. This is the whole.
There you go.
This is where this whole thing is leading, and we've just now we're already too dependent on the shit.
Right, and like me, my PG&E bill, it jumped like $30, and we didn't do anything different. And when I called them and told them I wanted to know what happened here, their response to me was, I'm sorry, you don't have the smart meter. There's no way we can help you.
Oh, bastard. See, there you go.
Yeah. And my jaw dropped. I went, well, what does that have to do with, I can see it for businesses. In a way, like this one, my mechanic down here, he said, well, it helps me because I can go in there and find out exactly what is using my, taking up energy and costing me more. And I went, yeah, but also they can look at that and know exactly what time you close, what time you open, and anyone who can hack, well, can hack in there and come in and rob you blind.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
This is what they intend to do with it. I mean, this is exactly what they're doing with all the credit card scamming and with the Target and the Sears or whatever the hell it was. And I mean, it's them doing it. It's them behind it.
And how about all the discounts at your grocery store? I just went down. I very seldom ever go to Safeway or anything, but I needed some vinegar for cleaning. And I went in there and I got it, and I watched the people in line, and they all swiped their little card for their little discounts. And it got to me, and it was on discount if I had used a card. And the lady goes, do you have your discount card? And I went, no, I don't like being tracked and having someone watch my every move. So no, thank you. I'll pass on the discount. And then I got this, like, how dare you suggest that we would do that?
Yay, guess what, guys? For the last half hour, I think we have Jules. I'm not sure if she's there. I tried to bring her in. I don't know how long that little thing has been there. I think, well, my computer's back up now. So.
It's calling her.
Yeah, it's calling her, yeah. So my computer's back up. I don't know how long that message has been in there for, so she could have done that a half hour ago and I didn't even know. But finally everything's working back again. I was able to type something in, so we'll see. Will it keep ringing?
I don't know. It's trying to connect to her.
Okay.
So you can see the little dots where it's trying to call her.
Yeah, I think it hung up on her.
Ding-a-ling.
Oh, that's it!
Good morning.
You.
Good morning. How come? Hold on, I gotta turn up the volume. There we go.
Pump up the volume. Pump up the volume.
Oh yeah, and turn off the speakers. How's everybody doing?
Good. How are you?
All right. I don't know. I feel achy and creaky and yucky.
Allergy?
No, I don't know what it is. I got major issues going on here.
That sucks.
I don't know, now my left arm started in my hands and all my knuckles feeling swollen. Now it's all the way up into like my bicep. I don't know what's going on.
Oh, that's a bizarre.
Inflammation?
Yeah, that's what it feels like everywhere.
That's not good.
You've been down in your turmeric?
No, I'm gonna buy my 50-pound bucket of turmeric though.
Right on.
My bucket, my vegan caps, and my cap maker.
There you go.
Cayenne's a good one for inflammation too, for bringing it down. So, yeah, because inflammation's not a good thing.
No.
But
So, did anybody see the ex-Malaysian Prime Minister said that the CIA and Boeing may know where the missing Malaysia plane is, and it did not crash.
surprise, surprise.
Hey, did it land on some island, some remote island somewhere, perhaps?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Uh-huh.
I see somebody left a comment in the notes of the video. It says he's been watching Alex Jones. But it's the ex-prime minister of Malaysia said that, so.
Interesting. That's interesting.
Well, they can track anything and everything, and the fact that anyone believes they can lose a big plane like that, I don't know, it's kind of being naive.
And it was a brand new plane, okay?
Yeah.
That to me, I just thought was a load of shit that they lost it. How are you you can't lose anything today.
No.
With RFID and all this other stuff. How could they possibly lose that?
All the satellites up there in the heaven are sky.
I know.
It's a junkyard. There's no way it wasn't that they couldn't. It's just, it's a distraction.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then look at how fast it just vanished, right? From the whole story. Poof.
Yeah, nobody's talking about it or anything. Once in a while you hear something now. But, it's like anything else. You know, if everyone's yelling about it, look around corners and stuff, because that has nothing to do with what's...
Look on remote private islands.
Yeah.
You know, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Oh boy. And watch an unfortunate, accident happen with this guy now.
Oh yeah, I betcha anything like truth ninjas are gonna show up at his house in the middle of the night or something.
You shouldn't have said that.
Truth
Naughty,
ninjas. We've got a polio vaccination for you.
Hey, speaking of truth ninjas, I'm trying to find this. Did you guys see the so this whole 9/11 museum thing's been going on. Did you see that?
Yes.
So they opened a freaking gift shop.
Oh God, what are they doing?
They opened a gift shop. So I'm like, okay, what are we gonna have? Like 9/11 mugs or teeth fragments that we're gonna...
I was gonna say fingers or stuff like that. I mean...
And it's really disturbing.
I have a confession to make. A friend of mine gave me an earring, okay, 2 earrings, and cause I've got 4 holes in my ears of, like this happened way before the Twin Towers, but he had an earring, this little cardboard earring of the World Trade Center, one of the towers, and it's a cardboard earring, and then he also had a red metal plane. So right after 9/11 happened, he started wearing this freaking red metal plane and the World Trade Center on his ear. And I actually have that because he gave it to me, and I don't wear it, but that could be
well, that's pretty interesting though. I mean, because that causes people to question.
It does.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't go to some gift shop at this 9/11 museum built by who knows who financed with the thought of profit.
I know, profit. That's what greed. I mean, to use it just people want to make money. They don't care what on anyone's deaths or it's money.
Yeah, it's horrific that you'd be selling gifts. Like, hey, I was at the spot where all those people were killed, Ma. I mean, it's horrible.
That's horrible. Oh my God, dude.
Well, there's another video now, and I'm trying to find it. I don't know if he posted it or if he saved it for later. Oh no, here it is. Wait, we gotta let me bring in my Jules account, cause I have gotta play this for you. I sent it to Chuck. If Chuck's around, I dropped it to Chuck and told him to send it to Richard Gage. Did you guys hear them calling architects and engineers for 9/11 truth whack jobs?
Oh
yeah,
I didn't hear that.
On CNN.
Head of the skills.
On CNN.
Bastards.
All right, hold on. Hopefully, I don't have anything playing in the background here. All right, yeah, this Jake, whatever his name is, and then this girl, and I looked her up. We were researching who she was. I'll drop the video when we're done. You gotta watch it because look at her face too. You know how like they say you can tell somebody's motives by, expressions on their face?
Uh-huh.
This girl's 2 sides of her face are so completely opposite. And when she's talking and then she's sitting there idle and you can see the one side, I'm like, oh my God, she's lying through her teeth.
Wow.
Oh, it was just unbelievable. But yeah, so we were looking up who she was. Apparently she's like a big time Yale alumni and had some sort of, not scholarship, a fellowship from Israel, so had gone to work there back in the 90s, and hubby's a Yale professor, so I was told, yep, skull and crossbones, yep. So, here, let me just play this. This is titled Truthers to Protest 9/11 Museum. It should say, AE 9/11 Truth are a bunch of whack jobs, and watch what they're gonna do to try and wake you up so you don't go to the 9/11 museum. But I was flabbergasted. I'm like, this is like absolute sacrilege. They're engineers, for God's sakes.
I know.
Anybody knows engineers, right? They're pretty level-headed.
Yeah.
This is A, this is B, and this is how the line connects. You know what I mean?
Right.
Engineers have no bullshit.
That line, yeah.
Yeah, so I think that architects and engineers should freaking sue CNN.
They should, dude.
Definition. This really, I hope Chuck got it. I dropped it to him last night and I said, you gotta send this to Richard. So, here, check this out.
Right on.
Maybe. Hold on. Here it comes.
The September 11th Memorial Museum opens to the public this week in Lower Manhattan, and some conspiracy theorists, who are apparently no strangers to Photoshop, plan on attending. According to the Village Voice newspaper, which broke the story, the conspiracy group Architects and Engineers for 9/11 Truth plan on standing outside the entrance on opening day to hand out fake museum brochures designed to look exactly like the real ones. Take a look. On the left side of your screen, the real deal. Welcome to the 9/11 Memorial Preview, Visitor's Guide for Adults. On the right, the group's handiwork. Welcome to the other story about 9/11. That's, of course, the false one. Inside, they claim they've compiled, quote, a vast amount of evidence, I'm using the term loosely there, proving, that's their word, not ours, that all 3 World Trade Center skyscrapers were deliberately destroyed by explosives on 9/11. Of course, they don't actually prove anything except for man's capacity for believing crazy things and man's insensitivity to, for instance, the families of the approximately 3,000 people killed in New York, the Pentagon, and in a field in Pennsylvania by Islamic terrorists with Al-Qaeda, as every credible investigation has actually proven. Let's bring in Emily Bazelon, senior editor at Slate, for more on this. Emily, we are more than a decade after the tragedy of 9/11. Why do these truthers have such staying power?
It's such a good question, the persistence of this theory. You know, usually with a conspiracy theory, you imagine that people are trying to make sense of the senseless. But with 9/11, we have a real conspiracy called Al-Qaeda. And so one has to imagine that the anti-government motivation of the 9/11 truthers is really what's driving this. Because if you could imagine that the government made up 9/11 as a hoax, then the government is completely monstrous. There's no reason to believe anything any federal official says, and certainly no reason to pay your taxes.
And what happens when this kind of nonsense hits the echo chamber of the internet?
Well, it tends to multiply online, and you see these dark corners of the internet where people pile on, and there's this very minute parsing of the technicalities of the supposed evidence, and more detail gets added and accumulated, and it kind of feeds on itself.
And the idea here, right, is not just that the 3 buildings were destroyed by explosives, that it's all part of this grand conspiracy where the U.S. government, I mean, let me state, if I haven't made it clear enough, none of this is true. This is all just crazy talk, but that the U.S. government faked it, killed all these people intentionally, and it was just to start a war in Iraq and another one in Afghanistan. Is that the idea that they're going for here?
That's the idea, and just to state it is to show how horrifying it is. I suppose that given that the American government did put forward some false ideas to motivate going into Iraq, in particular the whole idea that there were weapons of mass destruction there, that's like the tiny, tiny kernel of truth that is in some way related to this completely crazy theory.
And there's also a lot of scapegoating involved in the 9/11 truther stuff. There's anti-Semitism, anti-Israel, anti-corporations, right?
Exactly, and I think you see these virulent strains that are related to each other and familiar from fringe right-wing talk, and they all get kind of weirdly braided together in this particular theory.
And historically, we see that these conspiracies come after very upsetting events. The Kennedy assassination, the assassination of Martin Luther King Jr. Is there a pattern there?
I think that each time something really scary and disastrous happens, people search for meaning. And then sometimes, even when there is a clear explanation, because we have that for 9/11 in a way that we didn't for the Kennedy assassination, certainly at first, then you have this search for supposed other evidence out there, and people just kind of pick it up and run with it, even when it seems completely unwarranted.
And that was it. We were all just speechless at the end.
Laughing. I'm actually laughing through that whole thing. Do you hear all those keywords and shit?
Oh,
you're not a tit. They're all, at first he said, why do these groups have staying power.
Maybe because they're telling the truth.
And the thing is, then they start saying, "Oh, they're not taxpayers, and they're anti-Semitic and
anti-Semitic." I was like, "Oh, there we go."
Oh my God, are you kidding me, you idiot?
Those 9/11 crazy truther anti-Semitic, they just hate Israel.
If they're telling the truth, why do we pay taxes? Excuse me, what did that?
I know, did you hear that? He said, if this is true, then this government is just, what did she say?
You got it, lady, without
Evil.
knowing.
She said, if this is true, this government is evil, and then maybe we shouldn't even be paying taxes.
Right.
I was like, wow, you hit that one on the head.
Right, exactly.
No, she got it.
No one's gonna trust what the government has to say.
Wow.
Slapping through the whole thing, man. All the typical buzzwords, you know what I mean, that you get, not that these guys are actual credible with PhD behind their belts, you know what I mean?
What she doesn't get is that she got it in the middle of her speech, but didn't get that she got it.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, she totally missed the punchline.
Right.
Yeah, but look up her name then on Wikipedia. And
There's
she is so totally interleaved in Yale, and she worked for the circuit court and blah, blah, blah. I mean, she's just an establishment bitch is what she is. Right?
She'll say whatever they tell her.
Yep.
Get cleavage showing, I'm sure.
And they call it Juno.
No, she was dressed like too young for her age, honestly. She looked like she was wearing a pink tank top from her 10-year-old daughter.
Oh, God. What the hell's the matter with you?
I kept sitting there as I'm watching the video, and I'm thinking to myself, and then when that weird facial thing going on, where half of her face is completely different from the other side.
They call
I was
it
like, wow, honey, you got lots of secrets to hide, don't you?
Oh, did you pass the link? Because I got to watch that later.
It's in chat, and it's in Skype. Yeah.
They call that Juno, which is two-faced.
I don't remember her name. It's underneath her in the video. Plus, I'm not gonna go calling people's names out. But she was an editor for her magazine. It's right underneath her name on the video.
Wow.
I just gotta say, I can't even believe that she came out and said all that stuff, and he's just going right along with her.
Oh, absolutely.
You know what? Why do they call them truthers? I mean, isn't truth supposed to be a good thing? So,
yeah.
Really, well, yeah, I'm a truther. I like telling the truth. How about you? Then what do we call the news? Liars? Is that what
Yeah.
Liars news.
Yep.
Right.
I mean, the opposite of truth is liars. So, guys, if you don't believe in telling the truth, then what are you? Perfect.
There are a couple more links on this if I can find it. I just saw something called drinkable sunscreen.
Oh my God, you've got to be shit.
No, that's what I just thought. I mean, there's nanotech in the crap you're putting on your skin. I didn't have people drinking that stuff.
Oh my God.
Is that kind of like bacon skin sunscreen, that remember
like
the
bacon, bacon flavored deodorant.
Bacon sunscreen.
Oh God.
Yeah.
That stuff's the shit that gives you skin cancer. It's not the sun. It's the sunscreen. I'm telling my mother this all the time, and it's like, ugh. Did you?
Here, wait. There's one more video.
Okay.
9/11. Oh wait. Actually, there's two more. There was another one down here. 9/11 gift shop raises controversy. I mean, here's what I have to say. Good on architects and engineers. And if you see in that video, what they did was they made a brochure that looked almost like the bullshit they were passing out.
That's awesome.
That's why he made some comment about, oh yeah, and they obviously know how to use Photoshop.
Yeah. But that's an awesome idea, isn't it?
Sure is. And it was great. I mean, they weren't making out that it was a 9/11. It says the unofficial with the truth, why not?
Yeah.
And how many people in this country didn't raise an eyebrow and question stuff 10 years later? Because I know now people are, after they see Bush and Cheney for who they really are.
Well, most people know that we went to war over the wrong liars, and they know that they were lying about that. I mean, how anyone can, especially when they hit the Pentagon, this is what I get most people with. You know that report they put out? Well, the very picture they put in that report said that plane disintegrated when it hit the Pentagon. Well, then how can there be a computer monitor up there and right next to it, a book on a chair that did not burn? I mean, they right there, they think that people are so brainwashed that they can't use any common sense at all.
What kind of gifts are in this gift shop?
Right, I was going to ask, so what are we going to have, like unburned passports? Bone fragments?
Right.
Oh, God.
A half-burned manila envelope?
Yeah.
What are they? Little necklaces, little glass vials with dust in it.
Oh, God. Yeah, they said they're going to sell coffee cups, teddy bears, and something else. Yeah, with probably like Twin Towers t-shirts on them or something made from China,
Made from China.
Let's play one more clip here, because actually the other night, 2 nights ago, I was cutting more Cooper episodes, so I think I cut 9 more are in automation now, and they were some really good ones. They were right around 9/11, like right before there were a couple apps, and then right after, which was right before he died. But
oh my God.
One of the ones that the last ones that I was cutting was his whole thing about Bush and Bin Laden and the whole history behind the families. And holy crap, guys! I've got to. Oh yes, they do. I mean, I didn't have time to listen to the whole episode, but it was like 2.5 minutes too long, so I had to like really get granular and cut out like all the pauses. You know what I mean? To try to gain that 2 minutes and then cut out some of the break music. But I listened to a good part of it, and I was like, holy crap. There's no way that this happens without some sort of Bush involvement. Absolutely none.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely none.
You know it.
There was no doubt in my mind, if there ever was, which there wasn't, but if there ever was, and I had heard that episode, I would have been like, what? How come we're not hearing about that on the news?
Well, how about the Downing Street memos, even? Most people don't even know about those, and that happened 8 months before all this.
Wow.
That's right.
Yeah.
Downing Street memos, absolutely.
Yeah. So, I don't know, people are afraid to look at it. Afraid of the truth.
Well, that's it. And like this woman, she's an editor of some big magazine. La 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 la. Oh, they must be anti-Semitic.
Right?
You know what? What kind of an investigator are you then, if that's what you're saying? Without looking at any of it yourself and believing just because somebody told you what to believe.
That's right. Well, she's not getting paid for anything else.
Well, right. And hubby is a Yale professor, so
of course.
don't rock the boat.
Yeah, let's hear that clip. I'm curious.
Yeah. So this is this other clip, 9/11 Memorial Museum gift shop controversy. If I were the family members, man, I would be so pissed. Here's the other thing. Who's making all the profit on this 9/11 museum store?
Yeah, it's not going to any of the firefighters of the families.
Right. Shouldn't
Well,
that
they're
be
all
going
died
to
off,
something?
haven't they? Just about.
Yeah, just about. Shouldn't that go to some big 9/11 fund, like to pay for the kids who don't have dads now to help pay for college someday?
Yeah,
Right, because of the government's friggin' lies about the air and all. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I think.
Who still owns that property?
Not Feinstein. Silverstein,
No,
yeah.
still owns it, so guess what? All the freaking profits are going to his ass.
Oh, along with his double insurance.
That's right.
I don't understand any of that, how he got that insurance. I thought insurance companies investigated.
Yeah, they don't investigate shit they can profit out of. Shit.
All right, here, let me play this before we run out of time.
Go for it.
All right, hold on.
Just days away from the public opening of the 9/11 Memorial Museum, there's controversy again at Ground Zero. Praise for its beauty and dignity there's growing criticism of high admission fees, $24 to get in, and the sale of souvenirs at the gift shop.
I think it's a revenue-generating tourist attraction.
Jim Rich's
$24 to get in the museum?
Unfucking real.
What? It's a memorial. Like at the Vietnam Memorial Wall.
Right.
Is there a $24 entrance fee to come find your loved one's name who was killed, carved into the wall?
No, there's not.
Oh my God. All right, here we go.
shares the same sentiment shown in this New York Post headline titled, Little Shop of Horror. On sale, items such as silk scarves with images of the Twin Towers, bracelets, and stuffed animals. Not the way Richard says his son Jimmy should be remembered, a firefighter killed on that day.
Basically, making money off my son's dead body. I think that's disgusting.
For
what
you.
we know is it's the right thing that when visitors come here, they want to take a keepsake away.
Joe Daniels is president and CEO of the September 11th Memorial and Museum. He has spent the last 8 years developing the site, which will cost an estimated $65 million per year to run. The museum receives no government funding and relies on donations, revenue from tickets, and money from that gift shop. Should you be extra sensitive about what you sell there?
You know, the truth is, this is the United States of America, and the number one thing is, if you don't like what we're selling, don't buy it. The number one...
Oh my God!
That's sick, man.
I can't even... Now, first of all, there's no government funding here whatsoever. So this isn't even the official memorial then? Is this just some Yahoo that decided to put up a memorial?
Well, you heard it. They get their money from ticket revenues.
Yeah, and donations.
And donations.
But I mean, if it was an official monument or memorial, wouldn't the feds have chucked in some cash?
You'd think.
Or to help them maintain it yearly? Not that I'm all about, government handing out cash, but like I'm saying, if this were an official memorial, so what, this was all profit? Silverstein knocked those buildings down and said, hell yeah, let's make it a tourist attraction.
Hell yeah, that's
I wonder if he's the one behind it.
Well, hell yeah, he owns that property.
Yeah, when we were there, actually. Those Twin Towers are there.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the new Twin Towers.
The waterfall.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's in this video here. All right, here, let's play the rest of this.
Seller in our gift shop is a book called A Place of Remembrance, which talks about the building of the memorial.
Do I expect to say that everything we've done here is absolutely 100% right? There's always bumps in the road.
Lee ILP lost his son Jonathan, who was a firefighter here, and while not perfect, ILP says the 9/11 Memorial Museum is like the USS Arizona Memorial in Pearl Harbor, or the Oklahoma City National Memorial and Museum, which are also located at sacred sites and have gift shops.
Somebody has to pay for these things, regardless how powerful it is.
For ILP, the feeling he has for his son when he sees his name at the reflecting pool far outweighs any controversy.
It's reflecting absence. It's as if their souls are falling into the water.
A fitting tribute for Jonathan?
For all of them, yes, absolutely.
Jason Carroll, CNN, New York.
All right, so I take it back. You don't have to pay $24 to go see your loved one's name carved into a piece of marble.
Oh my God. Yeah.
And at least it's outside by the falling pool.
Right.
But regardless. So what are you going to go inside to see?
Right. That museum is totally disgusting. What was the name of that shop again?
I didn't hear it.
Somebody said it was Little Shop of Horrors.
Oh yeah.
Oh no, that's what the Daily
that's what
Post was calling it. Yeah.
Well, it kind of is.
That name.
Yeah.
It kind of is.
Yeah, the New York Post was calling it Little Shop of Horrors.
It's disgusting, really.
It is disgusting. It really bothers me, but I think even more so was them coming out on CNN basically saying that architects and engineers are wackos.
Yeah.
Yeah, the ones that are constructing these high rises, yeah, they're wackos. That's why we have them building these.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. They're just unstable, crazy people.
Right.
And that's why we trust them with all this. Yeah. That's brainwashing for you. I mean, people, you know, even on 9/11, you heard the commentators going, wow, you know, it looked like an implosion.
Demolition.
Right. I mean, they were out there saying that, and yet people still, you know, until they were told, hey, shut up.
Right. I think even Peter Jennings said a controlled demolition.
He did it. Yep.
Yeah, Peter Jennings is dead now.
He's dead now.
Yeah. He had lung cancer, but
cancer. Oh, that sucks. That sucker.
Like they don't give people cancer. I mean, you know.
He smoked like a chimney. That guy.
Yeah, who doesn't?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I want to point out to everyone sitting in chat talking about eggs and bacon. I know, I love bacon. Actually, last night, guys, when I went upstairs to go get munchies, I was hanging out in chat. That's what I was thinking about making, was eggs and bacon. But that's not something. I would have woken up the whole house. But hey, did you know, I have a friend allergic to nitrates, and they make just about everything in nitrate free, including bacon.
Yes.
Yeah, bacon is super expensive. They make hot dogs nitrate free. They make deli meat nitrate free.
It's like gluten free. I mean,
gluten
free.
Gluten. I mean, yeah.
But be careful with the gluten-free, because I talked about this commercial I saw the one time about the guy riding his bicycle through the French little village with all the baguettes on his hat, and everyone's going, oh, and he's chucking bread to everyone. And then there was like this ad about, do you get bloating and have stomach problems related to gluten? Blah, blah, blah. Well, we have your solution. And at the very end of this commercial that everyone's smiling because now you can eat bread again, comes the manufacturer of the product, and it is Dow Chemical. Be careful with that.
Freaking bastards.
Yeah.
It's
oh my God.
Monsanto.
Yeah.
Yes. And yes, the March Against Monsanto is coming up.
Yeah. Yes, don't forget, this coming Saturday, March Against Monsanto.com. There are all of the cities around the globe with contact information, location, time, where it's gonna be, who's gonna be there, RSVPs, March-Against-Monsanto.com. Mr.
I
Nick
have my signs made. I'm ready.
Hey!
Yes, and like Nick was saying, if there isn't a march, make one.
Make
There
one.
you go.
Go down on
At the corner of whatever.
Go out there by yourself. Go out there with one friend. It don't matter. Get the word out. You don't need a bunch of people. In fact, it's better if they're seeing people all over town.
Right. I mean, just two of you bounce up and down with signs and get attention.
Yep. That's
We
it.
did
about
and you know what? We were amazed at how many people pulled over and asked us about it. So get out.
Get some flyers. I don't know. Get a DVD of like one of the horrible Monsanto movies. We'll get it for you. The World of Monsanto. Here it comes, guys. Kevin Blanche is up next.
Yay! Have a great day, everybody, and love each other.
Thank you, ladies.
Thank you.
Jules,
Let me sleep in.
Yay!
All right. Catch you guys later.
Watch out for tomorrow, hump day.